Okay, we're going to replace the blades on the Micro Drone 3.0. Couple of things to recommend as we first begin. First of all, I would actually go ahead and hang on to this card which comes in the box with the drone, because on the card it gives you a guide of what blade goes where. So that's the first tip. And the second tip that I would give you is the motors on this drone tend to slip as the drone is being used. So if you look back here at the red propellers, you see here that this motor is right up against the arm of the drone. This motor, there's a gap. Let me see if I can tilt it right so you can see it, sorry. There's a gap between the motor and the arm of the drone. Right here, you can see all this silver area here. Where on this side there is no gap. Sorry for the red flashing, that's the tally light on my camera. So all you need to do, just by hand, no big deal, is to just gently, without pushing on the LED itself, just push the motor back up onto the arm. That's it. So just make sure that your motors are always pushed all the way up onto your arms. That's the first little step I would give to you. Secondly is it's going to be hard to take these propellers off with the guard installed. So I'm just going to take the guard and I'm going to hold the drone bottom side up. I'm just going to sort of flip the guard and pull it off like that. So the props are labeled. We're going to actually be installing the inverted blades. So in the front of the drone it goes AB, and in the back of the drone it goes BA. So we're going to start before we even get ready with the drone and look at the underside. Here's the underside of the prop. So there's a tall and a short area. So the long area is the shaft and the short area is the top. And on the underside, the long area, right near the root of the propeller, is where the letters are. And it's not always easy, but this is B, so this is gray B. This one must be A then, and it is. This one is A, so this must be B, and it is. So now we're going to put those propellers in this order. Okay. The drone comes with a tool. I have not actually used this tool before. I'm used to micro drones and mini drones from formerly Axis, now called Eric's drones, and for those I always like to use a medical gripper, also called a forceps. And I find that that's good for these little bitty propellers only about this big, where you can just grab the propeller sort of like this and pull. I'm not sure that that's going to be the best with this drone. I'm going to try the tool that the manufacturer included because that seems smart. So maybe what I'm going to do is just hold the motor, put the tool in place, and see if I can pull the propeller off. That does not seem to be working very well. Okay, that does work. Okay, so if this was like this must be red B, and it is. So I think the way this tool works, having just experimented with it a little bit, is it fits very tightly on the propeller, so I'm going to just sort of shove it on there. Yeah, okay, that's how it's supposed to work. This tool works really, really well. I'm actually very pleased with it. So the tool presses onto the root of the propeller very, very firmly and lets you basically wedge the propeller off of the drone. So what I've discovered just now, and I've only done this once, you're watching me discover it for the first time, is I'm going to take the tool with it like this. I'm going to wedge the tool onto the root of the propeller, firmly, and then so it's right against the motor housing, and I'm just going to apply pressure in this direction to basically twist the propeller off the axle. That worked beautifully. Okay, that is one of the best prop removing, most useful prop removing tools I've ever used. Okay, now I'm down to the point where I'm removing the fourth propeller. So now let's pay attention to my orientation here. I am super impressed with this tool. This is my new favorite piece of tool. Okay, so now I just took this propeller off, so now I'm going to quickly put this propeller on before I forget what I'm doing. And I'm going to just press fit it. I'm going to guess that that's what we're supposed to do here. Again, I don't want to press on the LED itself, because that would seem to be fragile. So I'm going to try and go like this on either side of the LED and just maybe hold the motor housing this way. That seems better. Ha! There again, we had that issue, right? Now the motor housing has slipped on me. This space here should not be here. Ooh, and that's very magnetic. We're learning things all the time as we do this. Okay. Yeah, I think we just push it on by hand. That seems the best way to me. Okay. So now, if that's still the correct orientation, then this should be our other front. Now you'll notice one thing about these inverted props is that they're shorter. And again, the leg wants to slide. So let's make sure that the motors are all the way up each time. So you'll see the inverted props are quite a bit shorter than the standard props, and the manual warns us that the inverted props use up the battery faster and give less lift. So for example, I believe I'm remembering correctly when I tell you that you should not install the camera on the underside of the drone with the inverted props in place. You just don't have the lifting power. This should be it. And hopefully that's it. 4 of 4. They all seem to spin freely. They all look like they're mostly seated. So I think the last thing to do is going to be to install a battery. And then, now there's an easy way to make sure, right? Back of the drone, front of the drone. So I know I've got that correct, right? White in the front, blue in the back. So those should be A and B. I think we've got it. What I want to do is make sure that there aren't too many people around. Right now I have nobody around. I'm going to run up just a little bit of power, and the idea is I want to make sure that the drone will hover. If I don't have the propellers in the correct orientation or in the correct position, then I'm going to expect to see a flip or a roll or something like that. So that's what would happen if I don't have the propellers in the right positions. But hopefully that doesn't happen and we just see a nice little... Let's see what happens. I'm just going to run up a little bit of power. Oh. Okay, that's really all you need. No obvious flipping. So that should indicate the propellers are installed correctly. Alrighty.